Have you ever wondered about a treasure so sacred, so powerful, that its mere presence was said to bring victory, and its loss plunged a nation into despair? A relic believed to be the very throne of God on earth, a chest holding the tablets of the Ten Commandments themselves. We're talking about none other than the legendary Ark of the Covenant. For centuries, its disappearance has been one of history's greatest mysteries, sparking countless expeditions, fueling legends, and inspiring blockbuster movies. What happened to this priceless artifact? Did it truly possess supernatural power? Could it still exist today, hidden away in some forgotten corner of the world? Get ready to embark on an archaeological and spiritual adventure with us as we delve into the biblical accounts, explore fascinating theories, and separate fact from fiction in the captivating story of the Lost Ark of the Covenant. The truth might be more astonishing than any legend. Let's unlock this ancient enigma together. Our story begins in the wilderness, shortly after the Israelites' miraculous escape from Egypt. God, speaking to Moses on Mount Sinai, gave detailed instructions for the construction of a sacred chest. This was to be the Ark of the Covenant, a portable sanctuary that would symbolize God's presence among his people. The instructions were precise. The Ark was to be made of acacia wood, overlaid inside and out with pure gold. It was to measure approximately 3.75 feet long, 2.25 feet wide, and 2.25 feet high. A golden molding was to run around the top edge. Most importantly, 4 golden rings were to be attached to its sides, through which acacia wood poles, also overlaid with gold, would be inserted for carrying. This ensured the sacred chest would never be touched directly by human hands. But the Ark wasn't just a beautifully crafted box. Its true significance lay in what it contained, the 2 stone tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments, the very foundation of God's covenant with Israel. These tablets were a tangible reminder of their sacred agreement. Later, according to some traditions, a jar of manna, the miraculous bread from heaven, and Aaron's rod that budded were also placed inside, further emphasizing God's provision and authority. The lid of the Ark, known as the mercy seat, was crafted of solid gold. At each end of the mercy seat were 2 golden cherubim, facing each other with their wings spread upward, forming a space between them. This space was considered the dwelling place of God's Shekinah glory, his visible presence. It was from above the mercy seat, between the cherubim, that God promised to speak to Moses and give his commands. The Ark of the Covenant was not merely a symbol. The biblical narrative portrays it as having immense power and being intrinsically linked to God's favor and protection. When the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, the Ark led the way, guiding them and signifying God's direction. Consider the miraculous crossing of the Jordan River. As the priests carrying the Ark stepped into the overflowing waters, the river is said to have stopped flowing, allowing the entire nation to cross on dry ground. This dramatic event underscored the Ark's connection to divine intervention and victory. In battle, the Ark was often carried to the front lines. During the siege of Jericho, the Israelites, following God's instructions, marched around the city once a day for 6 days, with the Ark leading the procession. On the 7th day, they marched around 7 times, and upon the sounding of the trumpets and the shout of the people, the walls of Jericho miraculously collapsed. This powerful account cemented the Ark's reputation as an instrument of God's power in warfare. However, the Ark's power was not to be trifled with. There are accounts of dire consequences when it was handled improperly or with irreverence, highlighting its sacred and holy nature. Once the Israelites settled in the Promised Land, the Ark found a more permanent dwelling place in Shiloh for several centuries. It became the central point of worship and the place where the people would go to seek God's guidance. Eventually, under the reign of King David, the Ark was brought to Jerusalem with great celebration and placed in a tent that David had prepared for it. This was a significant step towards establishing Jerusalem as the religious heart of Israel. David longed to build a magnificent temple to house the Ark, but God told him that his son, Solomon, would be the one to accomplish this grand task. Solomon's temple, built with immense wealth and artistry, provided a permanent and glorious home for the Ark of the Covenant. It was placed in the innermost sanctuary, the Holy of Holies, under the watchful wings of massive golden cherubim. The Ark remained there for several centuries, a silent yet powerful testament to God's covenant with his people. This is where our story takes a mysterious turn. The biblical record becomes less clear about the Ark's fate after the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in 586 BC. When Nebuchadnezzar's army ransacked the city and destroyed Solomon's temple, the Ark is not mentioned in the list of treasures taken to Babylon. This silence has fueled centuries of speculation. What happened to it? Was it destroyed? Was it captured and taken to Babylon, only to be lost to history? Or was it hidden away before the invasion to protect it from desecration? The second book of Chronicles, 35-3, mentions King Josiah instructing the Levites to put the Holy Ark in the house that Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, had built. This suggests the Ark was still in the temple shortly before the Babylonian invasion. However, the apocryphal second book of Maccabees, 2-4-8, offers a tantalizing clue. It speaks of the prophet Jeremiah, before the Babylonian captivity, receiving a divine warning and taking the Ark and the tent of meeting to a cave on Mount Nebo, sealing the entrance so that no one could find it until God gathered his people again. This account provides a romantic and hopeful possibility that the Ark was divinely hidden for a future restoration. The lack of definitive historical evidence has led to a plethora of fascinating theories about the Ark's current whereabouts. Here are just a few. Still hidden on Mount Nebo, following the account in 2 Maccabees, some believe the Ark remains sealed in a cave on Mount Nebo in Jordan, awaiting a future divine unveiling. Taken to Babylon and lost. While not mentioned in the official records of plunder, it's possible the Ark was taken as a spoil of war and subsequently lost or destroyed amidst the vast treasures of Babylon. However, its immense religious significance to the Israelites makes this seem less likely, as its capture would have been a major point to record. Hidden before the invasion, many believe that devout priests, anticipating the Babylonian siege, secretly removed the Ark from the temple and hid it in a secret location within Jerusalem or the surrounding area. Numerous tunnels and hidden chambers beneath the Temple Mount have been proposed as potential hiding places. Transported to Egypt, some theories suggest that the Ark was taken to Egypt for safekeeping, possibly linked to ancient connections between Israel and Egypt. The Ethiopian claim, perhaps one of the most persistent and intriguing theories, centers in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church claims to possess the Ark of the Covenant, housed in a chapel in Aksum, under the watchful care of a guardian monk who is the only person allowed to see it. They claim the Ark was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik I, the supposed son of King Solomon, and the Queen of Sheba. While the authenticity of this claim is debated, and the Ark in Aksum has never been independently verified, it remains a compelling possibility for many. Interestingly, some local traditions in Nigeria have also linked certain ancient artifacts and customs to a possible connection with the Ark or remnants of the lost tribes of Israel, though these claims are generally less widely known internationally. Destroyed in the temple fire. While the Bible doesn't explicitly state this, some scholars propose that the Ark was likely destroyed along with the temple in the devastating fire. However, given its immense sacred value, many find it hard to believe it wouldn't have been actively protected or moved beforehand. The story of the Lost Ark of the Covenant continues to fascinate us for so many reasons. It's a tale of divine power, sacred objects, historical mystery, and the enduring human quest for the unknown. It touches upon our desire to connect with the past, to uncover hidden truths, and to witness the tangible remnants of legendary events. Whether the Ark is still hidden in a cave, lost in ancient ruins, or resides in an undisclosed location, its disappearance remains one of history's most compelling puzzles. It serves as a powerful reminder of the tangible connection between the divine and the earthly, and its absence continues to fuel our imagination and our search for answers. What do you think happened to the Ark of the Covenant? Do you have a favorite theory? Let us know in the comments below.